Right now here, I have taken a piece of A4 paper, as you can see. I have put it on a landscape style, and I have then folded it in half. Now, as soon as you have folded it in half, the next thing you have to do is to go to the what is now the new top of the page and make a measurement. Now, the first measurement you need to make will be 5 centimeters from the top. So I'm going to take my ruler, and remember, you always start at the beginning there at 0. And I'm going to take my ruler and then mark out where 5 centimeters is going to be. So I'm going to put that on, mark on my 5 centimeters. Here it is. I've made a little mark, left my ruler in place, and the next line, the next dot you should do will be for 7.5. That's 7 centimeters and 5 millimeters. So that means I'm going to go along to the 7. So there's my 7 centimeters. And these, if you remember your measurement lessons, these little ones in between, these ones represent the millimeters. So I've gone to 7, and then I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here in the middle at 5, it's a slightly larger line to show it's halfway. I then make a little dot just to show I have got to 7.5. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to use my ruler again, and I'm going to draw a line from this dot all the way to the corner, and then I'm going to draw a line from this dot all the way to the corner there. So here you can see I've drawn those two lines, one from the 5 centimeter, one from the 7.5, and I've drawn them with a ruler to the corner of the page. Now I've done that side, I'm now going to do exactly the same to this side. I'm going to draw a line from the 5 centimeter and the 7.5 centimeter over to the corner of the page. So now you can see my sheet of paper. I have the lines I've drawn on that side, the lines I've drawn on that side, both heading to the corners, and that for the moment is what you need to do with this sheet of paper. Here's the next step. Now here is my next sheet of paper, and what I've done is I have drawn a tree. I've tried to, again, I've put it a landscape. That's quite important, as it shouldn't go the other way. I've got a nice great big top, lots of room for writing, got a trunk there, and as you can see here at the bottom, I've made 2 tabs, and the middle of the tab meets in the middle of the trunk, and that is really important for later. So what we're going to do next, or certainly what you will do, is you will cut out your tree, including the tabs. Don't cut them off. Okay, so cut out your tree, and then your tree should look something like this. And you can see the tree's been cut out, and I have at the bottom here the 2 tabs. Now the next thing you'll notice is I've put a fold along the middle of the tree. So there's it right in the middle of the tab, and I've got it along the middle of the tree. So when I fold my tree, it will look something like that, and then I can unfold it, and there it is. The next thing I did was I folded the 2 tabs. So you can see they've been folded up, they're there ready. Both the tabs have been folded, still attached to the tree, but ready to go. Here I am back with my original piece of paper and no tree. But don't worry, here is the tree here. What are we going to do with it? Well, see these tabs? You are going to glue those tabs onto this part here of your line that you made. Okay, so both of those tabs will be glued, as you can see, to this part of the line just here. So in the end, when you've done that, it should look something like this. And what you should have is then your tree upright, and it's just in front of the triangle there. The thicker your paper, the more upright it will be, and for the longer longer as well. If you use really thin paper, what you might find is the tree will flop forwards or backwards. If you use much thicker paper, then it'll be upright for longer. So it really is just kind of trying to suit things according to your needs. If you do only have really thin paper, what I'd suggest is making 2 templates of the tree and sticking them together so it does become thicker. So you've almost got 2 layers to it, and then it does stay upright like it is here. Now, what will you do next? Now here you can see I have returned to my original piece of paper where I cut the tree out of. And it's important that you do return to this because waste not, want not, you may not have much paper at home, so you need to use every part of it. Now this is why it's important to accomplish these tasks landscape, because what we're going to do is we're going to turn this piece of paper around and it is now going to become portrait. And what you will do at the bottom is you're going to use the bottom portrait size here to create some bushes to go right in front of your tree. Now here I've drawn the bushes. At the moment they look like little lumps or hills as they go along. They will turn into bushes in due course, and you can see underneath here I've created 2 long tabs. I roughly measured roughly into the middle to for the 2 tabs. That's where the bushes are going to lie when you put them onto the next piece of paper. So in this case it was approximately 20 centimeters or 19.5 centimeters that I measured it out. So that made my line about 12 to 13 millimeters right in the middle. If you wanted, you could be a lot more exact, and then that could be a lot easier for you to draw yours out. So once you've done that, you're then on to the next step, and that is cutting out your bush. So here I've cut the bush out ready to put in front of the tree. You can see I've included the 2 tabs, and just like before, I have folded those tabs over, ready for the next stage. So they're ready to go over those tabs and ready to be glued on. And so what will happen next is I will take this over to the tree where I had it before, and then I will glue these bushes to the front line that I drew with the fold in the middle where the 2 tabs meet, with that right in the middle of the point there, of that arrow point there. First of all, glue one side, and then once you've done that, fold the other side round because the tabs will overlap, and glue that side on top secondly. So it should end up looking like, it should look like this. So what we've got is a tree there that pops up. We've got the bush right in front of it. And so then we've got a plain piece of paper and a kind of pop-up effect here. So this is the next page in our science book. The idea being it is now a pop-up page. Now, what I want you to do is those facts that you gather that I've written about on the assignment, you could put them here on the page in front of your pop-up and then colour the pop-up in. Or you could put them on the tree and then colour in down there. I don't mind. You could even stick them onto the tree like little fruits with little labels on each one. I'll leave that creativity up to you. I mean, that's what I would say in class is think about, you know, how different ways. We'll talk about possible different ways for you to do it, and then you can do it in that way. The idea being that once you fold the piece of work, the tree folds down, the bush folds down, and it's all there in one. Whether you want to colour it using pencils, pens, or paints is up to you. And again, it's what you can access at home. And really, this should be the template for you to present the facts that you have discovered through your research. But just like the last one with Mrs. Nerg, I was just trying to think of something creative that you could put together following these steps on your own. It involves 2 sheets of paper. So, you know, again, it's not bringing on, I don't know what resources everyone's got at home, but this is hopefully using the maximum amount of resources that you have. And you should be able to create your pop-up picture just here. Good luck.